1983 most certainly was the year of the new excitement for the state of Michigan. Of the 12 United States Football League teams, the Panthers flew highest of all. And for Panther fans everywhere, the excitement is back again.
Well, we do have some breaking USFL news. Actually broke this morning, as they have announced that the playoffs and championship game will be in Canton, Ohio, as opposed to Birmingham, Alabama, where all the regular season games will be played. There's a schedule conflict, I believe, in Birmingham, which is a little bit embarrassing, I guess, or that something else to take precedence over the start of this new league or the most important games of this new league. But what can you do? Maybe they knew this all along. It's just kind of strange as it was announced today. I think it's cool though. I mean, you play the regular season in the Southern Division territory and move it into the Northern Division territory, and it actually might even give us the option if your Maulers and my Panthers happen to.
What do you mean if my Maulers?
I like that comeback. The Northern Division Championship game, June 25th. We might have to make a road trip to Canton, Ohio.
We might. We just
haven't done the mileage. You could split that up. Just come here, come to Lansing. Then we can party here for one night, and then head out early in the morning. Get to Canton.
The last time you partied with a friend, I just want to bring you back here for a second. So just last time you partied with a friend in Lansing and then had to be somewhere the next day, you were not good.
But I did reach my destination exactly on time. We got to Chicago just in time for the Michigan State game.
You did get there just in time. It took you about an hour to start drinking, hour or more to start drinking. But
you left. We continued to party after. I had to take a nap. I think I took a nap right after you left, and then we continued to party. And I was fine after that. But it was a mess.
You were a mess. You were a mess.
Yeah, that was bad. But anyway, we digress. So that is where the playoffs and championship game will be played. It's the Hall of Fame Stadium where you've seen the preseason Hall of Fame game. So I think it's a pretty cool venue. It looks pretty similar to where they'll be playing in Birmingham. So I think that makes sense. Not a giant cavernous stadium. And I would think the playoff game and championship games would be well attended. So I think that's pretty cool. Other news is we have the draft fast approaching. That would be next Tuesday and Wednesday. The coaches of all 8 franchises will be getting together. I'm not sure if they're going to be in the same room or if it's going to be a big Zoom conference.
Pretty sure it's like a fantasy football draft.
Well, it's more like a fantasy football draft than you would ever imagine, as it will be a snake draft. They apparently whoever has the number 1 pick in the first round will have the final pick in the second round and so forth. The difference is they're going to draft by position. It sounds like they're going to have, like, in the first 2 rounds, I think you draft quarterbacks. So number 1 pick will get their number 1 choice of quarterbacks, and they'll get the last choice of quarterbacks. I think that's how that's going to work. And then they'll move on to skill positions, then offensive line and defense, however they choose to do it. So you can't just go anywhere on the board as you could in a real fantasy football draft. So I thought that was interesting that it's kind of like what we do every fall. It's not going to be televised. It's just not a big enough property that I don't think enough people would tune in for that. So I understand that. And I think it's going to be covered thoroughly and instantly on social media. So I'll be following along with that on Tuesday and Wednesday. I haven't seen a time that it's going to be starting yet, but I think that'll be fun. Jeff Fisher will build the championship-winning franchise as the Michigan Panthers are destined to become the 2-time inaugural champions of the USFL. That's possible. So I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of Michigan Panthers and the Michigan Panther cast that you're listening to now, we passed 500 followers last week. Maybe that was 2 weeks ago. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the support. We're actually up to 570 followers on Twitter.
Whoa!
We are growing by leaps and bounds. And we don't even have a fucking roster yet. So just imagine when we know who our quarterbacks are and all the name players.
I can't wait to see who the notable names are.
Well, that's the thing. They keep saying that there would be 4 to 5 recognizable names on every roster, which is encouraging. Just because that's really how the first USFL was successful, is they had so many recognizable names. They were taking Heisman Trophy winners in the first 3 years. So that's definitely going to give it the jump start they need. And I really hope those are some names. It's certainly not going to be to that level. You're not going to see a Herschel Walker or anybody like that. Jim Kelly, Doug Flutie.
I wonder if you're going to see Terrell Owens, though, at wide receiver, because he's tried to get back in the NFL so many times.
That's a possibility. That might be a little embarrassing. I don't know. It might work. I mean, you hear rumors about Antonio Brown possibly being interested. I don't think that's going to happen, but you just never know. They're going to be drafting from a pool of 400 to 500 players. That should be public knowledge by now, but that is not. I don't believe so. At least I haven't seen a complete list. There's things trickling out here and there that you can figure out who is, and I haven't recognized any of those players necessarily, but I'm not a hardcore alternative spring league dyed in the wool aficionado until this year. I wasn't interested in any of that until my Michigan Panthers were involved. So we'll be learning together, I guess. So, what I would like to see is, like a uniform reveal. And that's one of the biggest marketing things they could bring out for us in this dark time, now that the Super Bowl is over and there's no baseball on the horizon.
You sounded so grim when you said that. In this dark time. It
is February. I mean, this is brutal. We're getting a foot of snow tomorrow here.
Yeah, I know. We're supposed to get hit here too. So yeah. Good times.
It'd be nice if we could see some uniform reveals. Where's the schedule? I'd love to see a schedule. There's no reason to hold that up. They know what the schedule is. There's only 8 games. There's 10 weeks.
Jesus.
I need content. We're content creators here, and I'd like something to work with. So I can't make up a schedule. I can make up lots of things, but I can't.
You could make up a schedule. You could. You know what?
Mock schedule.
Why don't we come back next week with your proposed schedule and see if it matches up? Work. That's all the episode's going to be. Your proposed schedule and why, and then we'll see if you hit it on the head or not.
Yeah, I'm sure people find that very fascinating.
Tune in to the Michigan Panther podcast next week for Smitty's dream schedule of the season.
There is rumors out there that some more merchandise is going to leak out, or will be available at least at USFL shop, which would be fun to see. They have some pretty mediocre merchandise up there now. You can get fantastic Michigan Panther cast merchandise at limpditkas.com if you would like. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve t-shirts, mugs, pint glasses, all sorts of cool shit there with not the Panthers logo, the Panther cast logo, which I think is superior. Course, but the other one big piece of news, I'm not sure if it's news, but at least it's a plan that is out there, is the big issue, of course, in this first season is that all the games we played at a central location happens to be Birmingham, Alabama, which makes it difficult for a local fan base to build if they can't go to games or don't have any real connection other than the name and a logo. And hopefully some kick-ass uniforms, and history, of course. And that's why I'm so interested in this endeavor. But the plan is officially to get have the teams move to their local markets in year 2. If all goes well, if they have local ownership, they can work out stadium deals. That is the plan. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but at least that is the idea. This is not a permanent thing to play all your games in Birmingham, Alabama. They will be, hopefully in year 2, be moving into Michigan. We've speculated already on where those different stadiums could be. So we'll see how that works out. You can check out our previous Michigan Panther cast. I believe that was episode 5, maybe 4, where we talked about where the stadiums could possibly be. So check that out.
I think part of your, love for the Michigan Panthers is they're your closest thing to winning a possible football championship soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm fully aware of that's why. I mean, they are the Michigan Panthers, the last professional football team to win a championship in Detroit. That was 1983. So
do you think there'll be LA Panthers shirts in LA?
No.
If there's a quarterback that used to play for an LA team
that's
on the Michigan Panthers?
Very meta, getting very deep right there. Yes. No, I'm gonna go out on a limb there and say no. Although I am a little bit surprised there is no LA USFL team when they decided
not yet
randomly dole out the 8 new franchises. I'm not sure the full decision, the thought process on that, but they did not rejuvenate the LA Express, which maybe they just know how shitty the LA football market is. They don't deserve any football teams, let alone 2 NFL teams. So I don't know. That's interesting.
I mean, they only went Midwest to East, right? Pretty much.
Well, it's basically East. It's just Michigan is the only Midwest team. That's another thing that surprised me, that they didn't resurrect the Chicago Blitz, which I mean probably would have been your chosen team as opposed to the Pittsburgh Maulers, but
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, with the sadness and pathetic Chicago Bears, you think the USFL could
the USFL probably would have sold out Soldier Field.
I mean, be interested.
Jesus.
Maybe that'll be year 2. Maybe that'll be year 3.
They could have ran Peyton's corpse out there as a running back. It'd be a sellout. Jeez.
On that note, I think we should conclude this week's Michigan Panther cast.
Word Hole Media.
If you were 2-7, you'd be in a bad mood too.
Whoa, he has trouble with the snap, and the ball is free. And he hits the upright again. That's impossible.
Get your mouth shut. Get your mouth shut. Jerk.
The Bears' season's going to end on a double doink.
If Worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of them.
The Limp Bizkit Podcast. Just a couple of Chicago pricks united by our hatred of the University of Michigan football and the Chicago Bears. Find us at limpditkas.com and anywhere you listen to podcasts.